Time for another Fidens face-off. Hey aficionados, Shawn here, and I'm excited for more Fidens IPAs. This time it is a face-off, but with 3 beers. First off, we have the Butcher. This one, it's a double IPA. It's 8.5%, and this one is hopped with Citra, Mosaic, and Nelson. And then next up, we have the Vegan, which I've reviewed on the channel already, but we're going to include it again in this face-off because I was able to get my hands on a fresh can. These are all like canned within a week or so of each other. Again, all within the same sort of series. They have the same labeling style. This one is Citra, Galaxy, and Nelson, also 8.5%. And then the last one that we have, again, 8.5%, double IPA. This one is the Farmer, and this one is Citra, Galaxy, Mosaic, and Nelson. Alright, and I'm doing this one blind, so not sure which one is which, but we'll start with the beer that is on my farthest right. We'll call this beer number 1. I won't get the aroma, the taste on this one. It smells really like creamy and tropical, like orangey, peachy kind of sorbet. Lots of passion fruit, maybe some like grapefruity qualities, but maybe a little bit of like gooseberry, maybe hints of like floral or slight like green hop, but it is very, very soft and tropical smelling. Melon, I think it's another good descriptor. Yeah, let's get the taste. Cheers. That is really good. It's super creamy and surprisingly a little bit drying, actually. Like it does have a little bit of this sort of like grassy kind of drying quality to it. A little bit of a yeastiness to this one. Like it's got that tropical yeast character, but it's very, yeah, like yeasty and tropical and a little bit drying again with that grassy dryness, but it does have those soft fruits. It's got the like the peachy, orangey sorbet qualities, orange creamsicle qualities, passion fruit for days, gooseberry for days, a little bit of like melon, very orange creamsicle though, a little bit of green kind of hop character on the tail end again, a little bit drying on the finish. Alright, now let's move on to beer number 2. So, this one smells kind of similar, but definitely has some of the same kind of like creamy sorbet characters, like peachiness, passion fruit, maybe a little bit of like papaya. Definite like gooseberry, but still like orangey, a little bit of grapefruit, gooseberry, hints of melon. It smells very similar, just maybe slightly more ripe, a little bit sweeter smelling, kind of. Yeah, let's get the taste. Cheers. Yeah, very similar characteristics. Like, still has some of that sorbet quality, that like creamy kind of like peachy, orangey kind of quality. Definite gooseberry and like papaya even, or passion fruit, big time. I feel like this one has like a little bit more of like a sweetness to it. The malt is a little bit more like doughier and sweeter, I would say, but lots, like even just tasting now, like lots of orange just lingering on the palate. Orange juiciness and like a juicy apricot, I would say too. Beer number 2 comes off as a little bit more juicy, a little bit more ripe, not quite as like creamy or sorbet like, or creamsicle. That's probably the better word. Not quite as creamsicle. Papaya, melon, orange. Some grapefruit pithiness, a little bit of still some of that kind of like green kind of hop character, especially on the finish. Orange pith, melon, like ripe honeydew or cantaloupe. Let's get into the last one. This one smells even a little bit more sweeter and a little bit more ripe than the previous two. Like, and it has a little bit more of a dank presence, I would even say. Yeah, like it smells really ripe, like ripe papaya, mango. It's got an earthiness to it. It's got a dankness to it. Really ripe melon. Like it verges towards like overly ripe tropical, overly ripe fruits. Maybe a little bit of pineapple. It honestly like smells the most kind of Mosaic forward of the bunch, maybe. Like a little bit of mustiness, even, or earthiness. Let's get the taste. Cheers. It tastes the most Mosaic forward too. Like it has that earthy, musty quality. It's got that really ripe tropical. Like very ripe papaya, mango-y kind of qualities. Still a little bit of like gooseberry, grapefruit. Like maybe like a really ripe melon too. Like an overly ripe cantaloupe. A little bit of dankness, like an earthiness, mustiness. A little bit of green hop quality. Some bitterness that lingers. It comes off like, it still has a nice creamy mouthfeel, but of the bunch, this last one is like the least like creamy in qualities, with beer number one being the most creamy and like the brightest, and also the most drinkable because it does have that drying quality. 1 and 2 are a lot brighter than 3, but 3 just has that really like ripe Mosaic quality. And now that I'm tasting like beer number 1 again, I feel like I'm getting really strong guava tropical character coming from it. And then again, going back into beer number 2, I feel like I'm noticing even like the passion fruit more, florally kind of notes, citrus, grapefruit. Very citrusy. And then last again, beer number 3. Definitely dank. Maybe the most bitter of the bunch. Earthy and ripe. My preference for my winner is going to be beer number 1, followed by beer number 2, followed by beer number 3. Beer number 1, it just has that perfect combination of like yeasty tropical character, tropical hop character, creaminess. It just like really hits that sweet spot for me in terms of like what I'm looking for in New England style IPAs. Beer number 2 is still very good as well. Beer number 3 is the most different of the bunch. Again, it feels like it's a little bit more Mosaic. So that's why, in terms of guessing, I'm going to say that beer number 3 is the Butcher. It has to be one of the ones that has the Mosaic in it. And I think because there's only 3 hops in the Butcher and Mosaic is one of them, I'm going to say that 3 is the Butcher. And then I think the reason why I think beer 1 and 2 taste very similar, if my guesses are right, they both contain Galaxy, Citra, and Nelson, and the only difference maker is going to be Mosaic, because one of them has Mosaic and one doesn't. And I think that beer number 1 is the one that has Mosaic in it, because again, I think that has maybe like a slightly more complex kind of hop flavor. So that would make the Farmer beer number 1, which is the one that has 4 hops. Yeah, let's find out if I'm right. Wow, Okay, so beer number 1 is actually the farmer. Beer number 2 is actually the vegan. And that makes beer number 3 the butcher. Wow. Okay, so I got them right. In terms of ratings, the farmer is going to be an A plus for me easily. Beer number 2 is going to be an A plus for me as well. I'm going to give the butcher a B. Not a B. Oh my god. It begins with the letter B, but I'm going to give it an A. Have any of you tried the butcher, the vegan, or the farmer? If so, what do you think of them? And which one of these do you prefer? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, drink responsibly and passionately. Thanks for watching.